So, Shanti, and good morning to everyone. And such a beautiful day and such a beautiful topic that we have today. I think you've already been informed that today we will be looking at the Murli that you just finished reading in a few days back. And the title is very catchy. It says finishing opposition by staying in your position. So this is that the poet Baba who's playing with words, finishing opposition by staying in your position. So what we're going to do today, we are going to explore this position. What is your position? When we talk about position, also when you personalize that position, it becomes posture, and posture, actually, another word also that comes to mind is your attitude. And they say, no, everything is based on your attitude, so that's how your experience becomes. So what I would like to do today, I would like you to do this this session today by experiencing, actually, so we will go through an experiential kind of meditation, and I'll take you through that at the beginning, and then we will explore a little bit about the subject, and then we will see your feedback and your comments at the end. Yeah. So we'll do the meditation a little bit at the beginning. So what I would like you to do at the moment, and if you can participate, it will be really great. So what I would like you to do, I would like you to think of the different fields that we have. And in these different fields that we have, I will take you through and try to make you think of a particular personality that you know, who is the greatest in that particular field. For instance, let's say, in the field of research, in the field of, knowledge, in different areas, there are Nobel Prize winners, okay? And usually they are selected to be, who is the topmost in this field. So like that example, but I would like you to pick somebody in this time, real people in this time, like if we talk about famous politicians, in the sense of not politician, but leaders, I would say, Nelson Mandela, people who have excelled and, the whole world knows about them in the current moment. We're not talking about people that we have not, heard of, like in the current history of time. So ready? So what I would like you to do, let's say, for example, who is the greatest of all the great sports personality? Your favorite sports, who's the greatest of great? I would like you to, maybe you can even type on the chat box, or you can just, think about that person. It's nice if you also be active in this, so I can see that you are actually with me. You can even speak if you like, there's no problem. So who's the greatest of all the great in history that you feel is, in sport has excelled more than anybody else? Okay, so now what I would like you to do is, you can send me directly. You can send message whichever way. I mean, doesn't matter. Okay, so some names have come up. Okay, now I would like you to see that person. Okay, see that person, look at the person, and as if, this person is standing in front of you. Okay. So every time you give a name, I would like you, if you know the person well, just look at that person. Okay. So in the field of knowledge, people who have been, you think that they are most educated, they have absolute, the highest education, who have excelled in terms of knowledge. And it doesn't mean that we're talking about Western knowledge. It could be any knowledge that you think that they're the most knowledgeable. If you can't think of a personality of a world in your own circle of contacts, who do you think is most learned person? And don't give people who are, in the very, very past history. I'm talking about current people that we know, Sachin Tendulkar, Kapil Dev in sports. In knowledge, who would that be? Yeah. So some saints who you think were very knowledgeable. Okay. So we mentioned about leadership, but we did not think about it. Who's the greatest of all great leaders that you can think about? Look at that person's face. Think of that person and see that person's face in front of you or in your mind. Okay, now let's go in terms of art and artists. It could be actors, it could be painters, it could be anything. In the field of art, who do you think is the greatest of the great artists? So again, your answers might change, according to, maybe your knowledge and understanding. Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah. So I would like you to see that person. Okay. All right. Okay. So in the field of engineering, who do you feel that has achieved so much, like the masterpiece of engineering, genius? Okay, right. So who do you feel was the greatest, or the if you don't know the person, but you know what they made, or what they created, that also is fine. See that creation that they have created. If you don't know who did it, doesn't matter. Okay. All right. So now I'd like you to think in the field of health, who's the greatest, maybe surgeon, or who's the greatest, doctor that you know. Yeah. Think about that person and have the image of that person. Okay. All right. Okay. So these are some of the areas. Okay. And I would like you just to, you have now gone through the entire world. Let's say, okay, let's go to which is the best place. Okay. So, out of all the places in the world, which is the greatest, the best place where, you've seen people, the best city, they say livable city, they call it, So which place do you feel is the greatest of all places? Yeah. Okay. Right. So we've kind of, touched quite a bit of, of this world. Let's go to aerospace and see, who do you feel is the greatest person or personality in the field of, beyond this world. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Right. So I would like you to envision that place and just have an idea of how it is. Okay. All right. So today is one of those days where we are exploring something which is beyond just normal. it is super, it is greatest, it is the best. Yeah. So we are seeing in our experience these people. Okay. Now I would like you to see, how do you see these people when you write those names, whatever names that you have written? Yeah. Okay. Influencer, personality, let's say greatest personality. If you have any greatest personality, then you think that this is an example of how a human being in this time. I don't want people who are long before, just in our current times. Yeah. Or at least, in your history of time, doesn't matter. Yeah. Okay, Sister Shivani, sports personality and all. Okay, Madhuji, we are not yet there. Mera Baba is there, but this is another area. Yeah, we are talking about people. We are talking about just personalities, human beings. Okay, so we can relate directly in our experience. Yeah. Okay. All right. So now we'd reach there. Anyway, we'd reach there. So now what I would like you to do is I would like you actually to move towards that that area which you just suggested. Yeah. Brazilian soccer player, Pele, who just left the body. Yeah. So I would like you to feel when you are thinking about these people's picture appear to you, just see how you feel. Yeah? Just knowing these people, just remembering these people, there is a sense, there is a feeling of some elevatedness. No? There's a feeling that, they have achieved so much. And sometimes we also feel that, they're so great, right? And that's very good because the reason that when we see these people, when we see what they have done, the reason we feel that this is so great, this is so wonderful. What do you think is the reason that we feel that they are so great? Yeah, we look up to them. Yeah, wonderful creation. What do you think is the reason? Why do we feel like this? Sometimes even reading some book makes us feel so, wonderful, and, we feel so happy to know these people or to read. Yeah. Why do you think this happens? Why are we able to see this? Anyone? Vinod bhai?
Shanti, bhai.
Shanti.
I happened to once talk to an astronaut, interact rather. He was speaking, and there were two. We were all sitting together to listen to them. What I found was that they are totally detached and they are excelling in their field. And
Mm.
through the medium of language and knowledge, they are able to connect to us, and it is so influential. They hardly had any negativity or waste in them. Their
Mm.
thought process, their talk was continuous, and they were relating it to their life and their preparation. And I mean, I could say that there was totally no pause. Their
Mm.
flow, they were so engrossed or intoxicated in their
Mm.
experiences and contribution that it really made me think that yes, don't they have any other things to think about in their routine?
Yeah.
So I
So,
really thank them that yeah, they're amazing people, brother.
yeah. So what happens is when somebody is focused, there is so much attention into the details of perfection in whatever things that they do, they excel in that extremely, like beyond anything. And the second thing that these people have is that they have focus, they have attention, They have dedication, they're not wavering. The only thing they can see is whatever it is that they are doing. Okay. And we'll come to this answer to this question a little bit later. Why are you able to see this, when you are seeing them? And there is one thing you will also notice. We always, when we interact with people, when we hear about them, at least in that area of their excellence, okay, what we do is we actually get inspired from whatever they are saying. Something happens within us. We get inspiration, we are inspired, we feel so good thinking about these people. That's why, and sometimes, there is even like, you start liking these people in that particular area of field, especially if you are somehow, you have an understanding. If you have an understanding in this area, it's even more. Sometimes we just like some people because some people, those people we like, they like them, so we like that person. The second thing that I've noticed is when we look at people, if that person comes in front of you, you see that they're natural. This is another element. We see that naturally, they're not making effort, like brother shared, it just comes out. This is another element that comes. Okay. So now let us go through a little bit of meditation. So now we are moving from the people that we know to somebody who's very close to us, somebody that we interact to almost every day, but is a little bit hidden. Okay. So when we look at that person who is so great that we call that this personality, this person, or if we call it a person, or this divine being, he's the greatest of all those people that you have thought put together. Okay. And in history, all the people who have come before, if there is any being who's the greatest of all the great, okay, like somebody said, Mera Baba. So this Mera Baba, now let's go into the experience of meditation. The greatest of all the great that ever existed. And this greatness of him is greater by so much, gap that we can't even, like, sometimes there is a race and there are people racing, and then the first and the second and the third people, usually get rewarded. And between the first and the second, there might be a few seconds. Yeah. But if we think about Baba, the gap that is there is so huge that even the first person, when we talk about Brahma Baba, between Baba and Brahma Baba, how much difference that will be there. Yes, we are saying, God-like, equal to the Father. But even then, there is such a huge gap between that one and any person who has taken a body. Okay. And then obviously, Mama is there. All these personalities, if you look, I do not know, I can't talk about it, but there is a feeling that the excellence that they would be, we have not seen with our eyes, but it is there in our subconscious. Okay. So now let's think about this being. Who is the director? Who is the main actor of this whole play? And this play is not just a short play, it's a play of 5,000 years. And he's the one who's the director. He's the main actor. He's the one who's influencing everything that is going to happen in this movie. If you talk about healing, 1, 2, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, how much, however great a doctor is, whatever the invention that they might have, this being comes into this earth and he heals the whole world, because by the time he's coming, almost all the souls are here. And he is the one who's healing. The surgeon who's the greatest of all surgeons. Yeah. If you talk about power, the Almighty One, the one who is the most powerful, the one who is actually giving power to all. Like for example, in the physical world, they say that all energy comes from the sun. And the sun, through its processes, we actually are able to tap those energy in this physical world. So when it comes to that inner world, he is the sun. He's also the sun of knowledge. Now think of all the personalities who have knowledge, who are very knowledgeful. They have somebody who taught them something, right? Or they might have had this revelation in their life, some magical thing, but something has happened, no? Now this one who doesn't have a teacher, but who knows everything, just like, the original truth, he's the one who's holding the original truth. So as I'm speaking, I would like you to just see this being and the greatness of this being. Feel how great is Baba. If we talk about beauty, sometimes he calls himself as Hussein, the one with that so much beauty, that, it's like, it's so difficult because our idea of beauty is so much polluted, but the one who's the most beautiful one, the beloved of all lovers. Everyone loves, knowingly, unknowingly, the ocean of love. Even greater than these oceans that we see physically. There is a saying that even if we take the whole ocean and use that as ink, and we take all the trees and convert that into pen, and we start writing, we will not be able to finish the praise of that one. It's not about the quantity. It's about that gap that I was talking about. It's so huge that there is no action, physical action, or any kind of action that will be able to express that. Yeah. So, there are these titles like Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram. Yeah. He is the one. Okay. Now, do you feel that from whatever you have understood, from whatever you have known, there is one personality that you are a child of? You as a soul, you are the child of that one that we've been talking about. How does that feel? How does that feel inside, deep inside you? That I am the child. Like when we talk about our fathers, sometimes we feel so much, especially if your father has achieved something, you feel so proud, no? So now how much we should feel this intoxication, that we are the children of that one who we have been describing at this point, where we've been talking about that feeling that you had. You are the child of that one. The greatest of all great, the one who has the highest knowledge, who does not have anyone who does not read any book, but knows everything, does not have a teacher. He is the one who's teaching you. You are the student of this particular teacher. Yeah. And not only he's your teacher, because a teacher just gives you that knowledge, but this teacher also is guiding you. He is actually now telling you what you need to do. He is actually showing you which way to go. Okay. So if you just, like sometimes we are getting knowledge from someone, but then when we become their student, especially in art, they actually guide us. And sometimes, that the student becomes even better. So Baba says that, look, I'm making you even more than myself. Now take that in. Take that inside you. Are you able to take it? Are you able to feel it inside the bones? Are you able to take it deep inside you? So when we go to the title of the Murli about opposition and your position, are you able to see your position now? This is who you are. It's not that this is what you're going to be. This is what you already are. This is where Baba is taking us. Okay, so now let's come back and continue. So we have noticed people as an example who have excelled in their area. We've noticed who is Baba, and we've noticed what is our position. Okay, now let's explore a little bit about what is my position and practically how I am. Okay, what is my position? And in practice, in practical terms, where I am, where am I at the moment? Okay, so the way to see this is check your happiness. Are you contented in your life? Do you have happiness? Or are you just, okay, I'm fine? Like this is a typical greeting, no? When people, how are you? I'm fine. Fine is not our language. What is our language? What is our language? What's your language? When somebody asks, how are you?
I'm good. I'm great.
Good and great. I like the great one. Vinod bhai?
In Hindi they say हाल खुशहाल चाल फरिश्तों का.
फरिश्तों की चाल. But उतरना चाहिए. There is like, that answer that we give automatically, but there is an answer that comes from the heart. Like sometimes, I find it quite difficult to say. When you feel really intoxicated and somebody asks you, is it, what can I say how I am? When you're in that mode, So intoxicated, always intoxicated. So much happiness is bubbling, like it's bubbling out of the heart, There's so much love that is oozing out. Yes, Balvinderji, saying something. Are you saying something? I can't hear you. Okay. Flying, wonderful, yes.
No, sorry, Bhai Sahab. I was saying, yes. I'm wonderful. I'm flying.
Yes, wonderful, yeah. And it's, like those people who naturally, we spoke about, they'll just, they don't even have to say, people will feel. Okay, so that's the kind of idea that we are talking about. Yeah. So there are, if you, let's say, for example, the issue that we have here, we've forgotten actually who we are. And Baba says that he's coming us to teach us so that we can remember. And when you go in the history, we have our memorial. We can see that the people have gone through so much pain to create our memorial, such as, Baba mentions about Dilwara temple. Baba mentions about Achalgarh. Okay, these are all our memorial of our stage. So, like for example, our intoxication is seen in Achalgarh, and in Dilwara temple, it shows what is it that we are becoming. And then there is our memorial where we have seen that, everybody is trying to shake our feet, our foot that we put forward of our intellect, and no one is able to shake it. That is our, in the pictures they've shown Ankat. Okay, in the scriptures they've written this, that no one could shake that, when he put his foot. That's you. That's no one else. That's you. Yeah. So they have remembered, and we are so much impressed about that memory, but we don't realize that that's us. And that's where the problem happens, that why opposition is coming, why we feel like, sometimes we are being shaken. Okay. Then Baba beautifully took us to another area about how many masks do we adopt in our life. So in ancient times, when they used to do the plays, they used to put a mask, so they would not, they would, do the play, but they used to wear a mask, and they used to, speak their dialogues. They used to put the mask, Even now, sometimes you can see, those old masks that they used to use. I don't know whether they still do it. Maybe in some areas they still do it. So Baba says that, sometimes children play, and then they use the mask and, in different occasion, and they demonstrate, different characters, sometimes monkey, sometimes devil, sometimes Ravan, there are different masks. Okay. So for instance, if they are playing the role of attachment, what does the monkey symbolize? The one who has attachment. The devil symbolizes the one who has anger. And Ravan symbolizes the one who had ego, because he was learned. He was himself also had position. He was the king, right? He ruled, right? And he had that arrogance and ego. Yeah? So these are the different masks that we also use. As children, we play with them, but as adults, it becomes part of our character. Yeah. So Baba is talking about these masks. Yeah. And then we notice that in our day-to-day life, there are three kinds of masks we usually put on. There is the mask of the one that I show the world. Okay, when I am at work, when I'm going somewhere, there is a mask that I put on. And this I show to the world. There is another mask that I show to my friends, to my family. Okay, that's the second mask. And I have this mask, and automatically these masks come on. Okay, this is another mask. And the third mask is the one that I don't show anyone. When I'm alone, I'm sitting by myself in the room. There is a third mask that I wear. And this mask is only for me when I'm alone. These are the three masks that we keep wearing. Everyone has these three masks. Okay. You notice yourself, if you are in this position and somebody suddenly comes, immediately there is one thing that you will probably do. You'll start sitting in a different way. You're probably, looking for something different to wear. Yeah. Whereas when you were on your own, you were okay. And that was your mask. That's only for you. Okay. Then when somebody near comes, okay, maybe you want to go to the office, the mask will change. Okay. The whole expression will change. The whole, the way you portray yourself. These are all masks. None of these are really you. This is how you projecting to the different situations. Yeah. So we all have to we are all carrying these three masks. And there is nothing wrong with them, but we need to be aware for the purpose of just to function in the world. That's fine. There's no problem. Yeah. So you can't go with your shorts to certain places. And of course, depending on what you do. So now we come to what Baba is talking about. Okay. So all these things that we are using to function in this world, they are all fine as long as it comes to functioning. But there is another thing that is not a mask, the one that is behind the mask. And Baba mentions three. The first one, he says, these are the masks. What is your form? So the first form is your original form. Your form, and I took this to be the form that we actually land here with. When we land here, we land with the form of complete soul consciousness. That natural soul consciousness, the one that we don't have to be reminded, and with that natural soul consciousness, there is a original lifestyle. So my original form, my original dharma, okay, my original dharma, on the basis of what it is that I have imbibed, on the basis of my values, my virtues, that original dharma is what is my foundation. Okay, so my original form of soul consciousness, my original lifestyle or dharma of being peaceful, being loving, and being cheerful without duality. There is no polarity. At that time, I'm just pure peace. I don't even think about peace. That's what I am. Okay. And then whatever action that comes out from there, my original karma, yeah, my original karma, that action is absolutely neutral. Okay. So at the beginning, when I'm here, I come with these three things. Okay. And as I move through time, I start having pollution entering. So that's where the mass starts coming. I have to cover something. If today, I realize this and I live by this, then what happens? Naturally, something changes. Even though I might have a different face, I might wear a suit, something from inside starts emerging. And this is what Baba is talking about, my position. Taking that position, taking that posture, taking that attitude. If I remember, who am I really? Who do I belong to? And this is what I am projecting. Actually, people will not see you. People will see him. If you do this process, people will see him. And Maya is like a faraway story. Maya will not even think of being any close. So there is no opposition that you are going to face in your life. But this has to be practical. And for this, we need to have 100% faith. With faith, what is going to happen? We are going to get that form. We'll create that form. And then once you create that form, you are flying like a farishta. So the moment you've created that form, then, Baba said recently, you will be in two stages, incorporeal and subtle, all the time. But at the same time, in this physical world, sometimes when we become too much there, we forget that we have to be grounded in this world as well. So that's why the practical form is very important. Yeah. So these are a few things that probably can help us be constantly in that position of power, position of being benefactor, having mercy, compassion, helping others, making others happy, and being happy. So I'll pause here and give you a chance to share your thoughts on what you have taken and what you have experienced. So anyone who'd like to share, please unmute. Yeah.
Om Shanti Bhaiji.
Om Shanti.
Beautiful explanation. And I was thinking, Baba's children are so beautiful. Really, when you were announcing the titles, I was relating to Baba because since we have met Baba, nobody is means good for us. Everybody is behind Baba. No, so Baba is like you were announcing educationalist. I was relating to Baba. I don't know anybody else, so I wrote. So I'm really feeling intoxicated today.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Beautiful explanation. I'll again listen to this. No, thank you so much. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you. Yeah, you see, this is what we are talking about. Now, if you look at the sister, sorry, I'm just interrupting you. If you look at the sister and he goes and talks to somebody, wouldn't they feel intoxicated? You can feel the intoxication. This is what we need to take to the world. This is exactly what we need to take. That feeling, take it there. Sometimes what happens, we go into the world and we forget this. So yeah, thank you. Please go ahead.
Om Shanti. Good morning, everyone. Very beautiful sessions, brother. And
Yeah.
as Madhuban said, even I was very much intoxicated. You asked for sports personality, and I related to Baba. Highest knowledge, Baba. Art and artist, Baba. Engineer, Baba. Aerospace, Baba. And doctor, Baba. And of course, doctor is Baba. But still, who is your best doctor means it suddenly goes. I listen to lectures, Dr. Sachin Bhai, BK Sachin Bhai. So everything goes there itself towards our university, the present university.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So one thing I would also say Mera. That Mera, Dadi Guzar at one point of time, she always used to say this word. And every time she said Mera, something hits inside. So it's just not Baba. This is my Baba. This is your personal, forget about everybody else. This is your Baba. Okay. Then now start feeling what happens here. That great is mine. Make him yours, hold.
Yes, right. Thank you.
Yeah. Somebody else actually wanted to speak, and yeah, please go ahead. Don't just show that if there is anything that you felt.
Bhai Sahab, whenever you come, each time you come, I feel highly, highly elevated. I feel so much love, so much sweetness. Each time you come, each time you interact with us, I'm already feeling highly, highly intoxicated. Yes, of course, my hero actor, my best model is Baba. My Baba, my Baba. Thank you.
That's it. Vinod Bhai. Sorry. Whoever is first. I think Vinod Bhai put his hand first. So whoever wants to go, please.
The other person can go ahead because I've spoken
Yes,
once.
please. Yes, Girija Bhai.
Om Shanti, brother.
Om Shanti.
For me, it's a different approach. You know, if you have to admire something as the epitome, I feel I have to come from down. That contrast I have to maintain to see. This is the epitome. This is the peak. And whatever I saw till now was not the peak. But still I came from there. So to know that something or somebody is the best, I have to first come. As I told you, yes, we do have our favorite people, we do have our thing. But when you suddenly ask one question, that if somebody asks you, how are you? You know, now, I don't know what it was earlier. Now, a gleam comes in our eyes. And at that moment, we only think of one person, Papa. Yes. And we say we are fine, forgetting all the difficulties, the oppositions, and everything around us. We say yes. Now, my position is I'm still in awe of him. I've not yet fully soaked in his love. When you go to Paramdam, if you just see, you know, the universe, I'm just a little. And I also feel I'm not holding his finger firmly. Still, there are a few fingers here and there. I am loosely holding him. I want to walk with him. I want to cling with him. I want to shine with him. I want to spread his will, goodwill to all. And this I can only do, as you said, if I have that firm faith in him, then I will never, never shake. Okay, give me power. I am not grounded. I'm there with Baba. I think this position, if I take, I can fly up and up. No wind, no sun, nothing can do. It's just me and my beloved. I think that's in perfect remembrance. Om Shanti.
Yeah. So I said, no, you have to, you know, that faith, no, that is the thing that sometimes is not, you know, like it comes, and we have to start from where we know. We can't start from where we don't know, because that will be, it will not be real. Okay. So if I know something from that, you know, like, for example, you know, many people talk about love, but if you felt love, you know what is love. You know, whatever it is, you know, in this dimension, you know, the day that, you know, you met somebody and you felt like, you know, the whole world is top, you know, that is not it's nothing bad about it. There was that pure part of it also, the pure love also was there, you know. So you can start from anything that you are, you know, and then you can move to the other. Om Bhai, I think, had raised, and also Vinod Bhai, whoever. Yeah, Om Bhai. Continue.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Very wonderful conversation going on, and also the experience which we could feel. Bhaiji, about the mask, in what I could relate is, I think it's the energy field which is getting projected to the outer world, and it is a reflection of my position at the moment, and that position, there is, like, if you see X, Y, and Z axis, position gives the coordinates, and in spirituality, it is mind, intellect, and sanskars. X, Y, and Z, we can relate to that. And where is my mind? Where is my intellect? And which sanskars are emerged at the moment, which decides the position, my position. And in any plane, any kind of the geometry also, there is a origin, 0, 0, 0. This origin is actually the my eternal form, which is my anadi, which is beyond time. It is always there, but I've because of some kind of role playing, I've forgotten that. And Baba has reminded us that I'm in my eternal form is that 000. So with respect to this, where am I in that spatial geometry? And that thought came to my mind. Definitely, I need to be checking myself. Where am I with respect to this 000, where Baba always stays, and I should come back to that and feel the limitless joy and happiness everywhere, in every field. And that's what these Sachin Tendulkar and all these BK Shivani, and they are actually doing this effort, constantly to come back to that origin. And that's how that gets reflected in that varying proportions to the proportional to the amount of practice they do.
That's
Om
right.
Shanti.
That's very true. And thank you so much for bringing up the dimensions. So in a 3-dimensional position that we take, I'll just give you something more that you can add to that, maybe if you feel like. So you see, there's a position which is our current position, which XYZ. There is a position which is the origin at that center point. Okay, that is still in the 3-dimensional position, but there is multi-dimensional as well that might go into imaginary. When we are in our infinite position, infinite dimensions, we are in the soul world. When we come into the limited dimension, which is the 3-dimension, we come into the golden age. And then we move away from there and we go to the current where we are, and we are moving back towards that center. Okay. Then, before reaching there, obviously we have to exit all the dimension, and we have to go to the infinite dimension to come back to. So if you are, fan of maths, then explore this area. Because I remember when we were studying in school, we talked about, 1 dimension, 2 dimension, 3 dimension. Okay. In the physical world, that's all that is there. And then we talked about the imaginary dimensions. And then I said to my mind at that time, I didn't know what I was talking about. The infinite dimension is God. Okay. Or you can say soul.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Right?
also feel that it is just to explain
Yes.
the concept. I have used these 3 dimensions, but I'm
very
sure
good. Very good journey.
God is infinite dimensions, and every dimension there is a zero. Again, come back to zero. I mean, the zero is
We are point.
zero is nothing. It's a point, and position can only be determined for a point, not for a line, not for a ray, not for a circle. Position is only for the point.
That's
so
right.
indirectly, Baba wants us to be points, and point is limitless possibilities.
Yeah. Thank you.
Infinite rays, infinite lines can be, originated from the origin. So he is the origin.
Very nice. Very nice.
And so to explain this methodology has been used. And second, this mask, that monkey, devil, and Ravan is also very interesting. I also had this point when we came across this Murli session, that I need to check always what kind of mask I am showing, and to check that I have to, uh, look within and see, what kind of X, Y, and Z. I mean, I'm using this because there are 3 dimensions of soul. These
No, it's
3
very
powers,
nice
mind.
for people who have. I mean, we all have that kind of basis, so we understand, and it's really nice to put it that way.
Yeah, what kind of thought is popping up in my mind? My intellect is trying to go which direction, which particular away from origin is something abnormal, something which is not required. And sanskars also, other than my anadi sanskar, which are beyond time, which are always there, my own core. Am I deviating to any other sanskar, from the external influence or from my past birth or 63 months or whatever? I need to check and come back to that 00000, infinite zeros.
Good. We should teach the young ones about this. Yeah. There's one thing on the chat. Let me just read it very quickly, and then Vinod Bhai, you can finish. My awareness of my form beautiful like him, get merged in it embodiment. I feel intoxicated. I hold on to him, cling into him. I feel powerful. I look up to him as a child, to Father, and I stand up. Nothing is in front. So beautiful. Very nice. Okay. Vinod Bhai, you want to say something before we... Yeah.
Yes, Haji. In the movie, Baba said, drop the syllable op, like in the word operation, to secure your position.
Yeah.
A few days ago, I was watching a few military news, and their op word means operation.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and that operation position, I guess, is the mission now that we should all take. To be seated in the position of being soul conscious, we can all finish opposition. And as I mentioned, the astronauts who I was really impressed with, they had really no opposition from audience. There were no doubts, no questions raised because they were in that position of focus, concentration, and knowledge.
Yeah.
I can relate now that if we are in that position of the soul conscious, that is being peaceful soul, then probably no noise could affect us. If we are in the position of being a happy soul, probably no sorrow would affect us. And things like that, all the qualities of soul, if we are positioned in the essence of it, probably there might not be any opposition in it.
No, never, never, because you are in the authority. When you are in the authority, there cannot be opposition, no? If like, like how many people dare to talk to somebody in authority? Because that person is the one who's like, like recently they were giving an example, there's some actors, they'll just do what they want to do. But because they are authority in that, even if they go away from the script, people still like them, So this is what it means by authority. Means that whatever that person says, it becomes the law. So imagine Baba says that we are also that, Baba sometimes gives us this title, no? That we have that authority over the whole world. That's why you become the master of this world. Yeah.
And we can sweep over Maya like just the military people.
Maya is nothing. Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Okay. So I'll stop here. Any questions? Anything I have to do, Rakiben? Or anybody else?
Yeah, Bhaiji, just wanted to clarify based upon Om example, infinite dimension. So it means I am unlimited. I have unlimited potential, power, virtue, knowledge, and understanding within me. And I can go in unlimited direction. And I have unlimited possibility, choices to reach my full potential, which is also unlimited. Am I correct?
Yeah. And that unlimitedness comes into the limitedness because we are incorporeal. It's like, it's incorporeal. There is, absolute. And then that incorporeal comes into the body. So there is that limitation because body is limited. But my consciousness is still that I am a soul. And then slowly I forget that. And then I become trapped by the position. Okay, when I take another position. So that's how things go. But then you remember that, oh, actually I am unlimited in the limited world. So don't forget that you are in a limited world, but you are unlimited. And therefore, Maya can only affect you if you come into the limitation. The moment you come into limitation, Maya can affect you because in the limitation, Maya is the king at the moment.
Oh, thank you. So I need to remember while I'm on the ground that I am actually, indeed, I am unlimited.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm unlimited in this, I'm incorporeal in the corporeal. In this corporeal, I'm incorporeal. That's what you have to keep this awareness.
Okay. Thank you, Bhaji.
Okay, Rakiben.
In the interest of time, Arif, can we move on to meditation?
I've already done today meditation. You want more meditation?
Yeah, a minute of silence.
Okay, all right.
So we stabilize ourselves in your the conversation that we have of being in infinite state. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you. So just go back again in this moment. Slowly, slowly, you can remove all the masks. There are sometimes we have this beautiful mask of spirituality. Mask of being a good person, mask of good student. We can remove these masks also. We don't need these masks. Because mask is always a mask. And I am that. I don't need a mask. Yeah, we are practicing. That's okay. But we don't need any mask. We need reality. We need to be natural, equal to the Father. Like He does not pretend. When we go to Baba, when we see Baba, there is no pretense. He never tries to create something. It just naturally comes out. He doesn't make effort to be peaceful. His gentleness, love, sweetness just emerges with that little time. He comes into this corporeal in whatever form. You just feel it. And this is what I am. Being a child means like the Father. Take it within you. Feel it. Experience that feeling of being complete. You don't have to make any effort. There is absolutely no burden. And something is natural. Like when we were speaking about these sports people, when they are on the ground, they make things seem so easy because they've already practiced. They don't practice on the ground. In the same way, we've already practiced. We know this is what we are naturally. Wherever I go, whatever I do, is there. He's with me. I'm combined. He's the one actually doing everything. I'm watching myself. Just moving through this life experience. Each and every moment is a celebration. Take it inside. And with this awareness, incorporeal, in the corporeal, now to the world, your highest form. Just like Baba is so high, the children of Baba are so high from all these personalities that we see in the world. And you are that child. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Arif Bhai. Thank you, Divine Family. We shall
Om
meet
Shanti.
tomorrow
Thank
morning
you.
at 5 a.m.
See you.
Thank you, sister. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Om Shanti.